My name is Occupational Click, and I wasn't going to stream, but then something hit me. Well, several things hit me over the past 24 hours. A bunch of weird stuff. Oh, there's a little spider coming down. Look at this. You see this little spider? Almost bit me. Several things have happened that I wanted to discuss while they're fresh, but I also want to try to get some more shit done. So it's late for me. It's like 2 in the morning for me. But I'm going to take a methylphenidate anyway. I got stuff I got to do, but I've learned certain things. There's been a lot in my life, just in like 24 hours, that I wanted to discuss. Maybe I shouldn't waste time discussing it, but it's like a check-in. But I want to do it now while it's fresh, especially since I've been reminded that yes, I got to cancel. I got to cancel this internet. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm going to stream." Uh, I guess I'll just start with the most pressing thing. Today, when my brother was at work, my mother and my sister came in. Now, I haven't, when I was doing that girl stream, people were asking about Sister C, and I'm like, I haven't spoken to my sister in 2 fucking years. And my brother claims he hasn't either. They came, he was working in the grocery store behind the prepared food shit. Evidently, my mother had some kind of doctor's appointment, and my sister went to go take her. But when they got there, they found the place was closed. Somehow, I'm not sure how, they discovered that, this is what I'm still unclear. I'm unclear of this. They discovered that the office was closed and that the office had called my mother to tell her we're closed, we got to reschedule. I don't know how my sister found that out. Regardless, the office, not the more I think of this, the office called the home phone number here. Because I guess they still on the file or on the book, so they called here. If there was a call, I didn't check the messages, but so my sister and my mother came in, and my brother was busy working, and my sister talked about, oh, well, you're still in that house, and I want to take this and that, and my brother's like, we threw that shit out already. And my sister said, well, yeah, I mean, I could pay for a dumpster. Because I remember during the whole, all the bullshit, my sister turned against me. Oh, she was always against me, but I remember thinking, these past couple dumpsters my brother and I have rented, I was thinking to myself, where's our fucking cunt sister? Actually, she's not involved in this in any way, shape, or form, but she told my brother, I can rent a dumpster. So when he came home, he told me, and I was a little upset. I'm like, this is a bitch. It's almost like maybe there is something about the universe. You guys are asking about Sister C. So I said to my brother, so call her up. I'll try it out. And my it's a whole long thing. My parents had 2 vehicles. And I remember they were both my father's name. After my father's stroke, I took my mother to DMV, transferred them to her name. I would pay the insurance on them. But for the past couple of years, they've been sitting there rotting. The whole way in which they moved out, my sister aided in bed in the middle. It was such a disaster. I wish my brother was here. We can talk about this more. Maybe I should have waited. Maybe I shouldn't be streaming now. But I wanted to have a brief stream. But anyway, my brother called my sister up, and I was in the background. I'm like, this fucking bitch. And I was saying, if she wants to, rent a dumpster or talk about towing these shit cars, we don't drive them anymore. She can make herself useful for once. And of course, she started screaming, going on a tirade about you don't have a job. This and that, you're a fucked up person. And of course, like I was talking about recently, my self doubt. I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe. And I thought she was going about being the bigger person, all this shit. I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. After we got the phone with her, I'm like, she's not being the bigger person. So I tried to call her back, but of course my number's blocked. I called her with the home phone. She wouldn't answer. I said, listen, if you want to help rent the dumpster, if you're serious about paying for the dumpster, a 3rd fucking dumpster, why actually make yourself useful? So, yeah, I don't think there are going to be too many people here tonight, but yeah, I just came on briefly to talk about, so I talked to my cunt of a sister, first time in 2 years, who I didn't want to talk to, but I asked her. I can see. Thank you for being a number 1 fan. But I asked her, I said, she didn't want to talk. She was getting nasty. But I said, whose idea was it for you and my mother to stop into our brother's place of work? Why are you bothering him on the job? well, we went to the doctor. I took her to the doctor, and the doctor appointment was called. I said, that's not, I felt like I was talking to Horsehead. I said, that's not what I asked you. I don't give a fuck about the doctor. Why did you make the choice to bring our mother into the grocery store? Was that your choice, or did our mother insist? Whose fucking idea was it? Well, the doctor. I said, I've heard enough about the fucking doctor. Answer the fucking question. You could have just taken our mother home. Why did you stop in and bother my brother? That was my idea. Okay. Well, if it's your bright idea to come waltzing back into our lives for 2 fucking years, I said to my brother, I don't make a deal with the she-devil, but if she's actually gonna make herself useful, she was a total fucking cunt. And I told her on the phone, I was like, you did it to me what they did that fucking job. You know, I can be an asshole, but I never worked against our parents. I got them set up nicely in that place, and I had no idea that the 3 of them, my brother calls it the triumvirate. My retard stroke victim father, and my fucking cunt of a mother, and that stupid bitch, allegedly my sister. I didn't realize they were working against me. Just like at these jobs, I didn't realize the actual, I was having these problems. I didn't realize people were actually working against me. I said, I'm an employee here. These are my fellow employees. I never had it out for a fellow employee. I never had it out for one of my family members. I was telling her, like, you worked against us. The fuck? And she started on a tirade about everything that's wrong with me. But the more I think about it, it doesn't answer the question. It's like, what is your problem? How do we bring this to resolution? Do you want to make yourself fucking useful? I did. I'm like, why the fuck are you and our fucking cunt of a mother showing up at my brother's place of employment out of the blue? Don't use a fucking doctor's appointment as an excuse. But also reminds me, this is why, I'm a failure and a fuck up. But my brother, I had to cancel this cable. I got to get rid of it. Get rid of this phone number. It's got to go bye-bye. Clearly. I already knew that. But, I went to car to charity. So I was actually hoping with my brother's stuff, I was going to leave the cars in the driveway, have the landlord fucking deal with them. But what I was going to say is, if we can have a controlled tow, I told my proposition would be, okay, sis, get the titles, have our mother sign them because they're in my mother's name. You come, you want to have them towed, you give them to the tow truck driver, get rid of them. And then once those cars are, because that was one of the problems. We had the dumpster in the driveway. There was no room. We had to move around these cars. The cars have been sitting there rusting for 2 years. They're my cars. I don't own them. I don't maintain them. If we can get those cars towed and get one more dumpster paid for, that would actually be a help for once. But once again, I remember thinking back 2 years ago, even before I moved my parents out, my sister would play these games. I fucking hate you, so I'm going to block you now. I'm like, this is not working with someone. So, people, what I've learned is, and I always have this self-doubt. I'm not claiming to be an angel, but my intent has never been malicious. And what I'm seeing is our sisters, I'm like, even saying my brother, I don't make a deal with the shit. My brother was very hesitant. He's like, well, I don't want to call her back right now. Maybe you should call her. And I said, no, buddy. She blocked my number because she's a petty fucking cunt. You got to call her back. She's making you the go-between. Oh, maybe you can send her an email. So I said, what's her fucking phone number? I had her number in my old phone. It's blocked anyway. Her phone number was my old phone, which got all smashed up in my accident. So I took the landline. I said, what's it? And my brother was like, okay, but don't tell her you got the number from me. It's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, why is my brother afraid of my fucking sister? Fucking twat she is. So I called her and I just left a message. I said, you want to put your money in your mouth this way? When do you want to let's have a controlled tow of these cars? What do you want to do? So it's just, oh my God. But it's funny. Before this happened, a couple things. Remember, when I was doing that grill stream, someone, I think it was Rafterman, was asking about my sister. I'm like, I haven't talked to that cunt in 2 years. I have no plans to. Why is she bothering my brother? What was her motive? How did she know that that even if she got to the doctor's office and it was closed, how did she know they left a message here, allegedly? Why would she think that? Or no, I'm trying to figure it out. I didn't get the full story because I don't communication. She's not one of those types. But I was thinking about a year ago, probably last summer, maybe it was early fall. There was this one house. It was an old, not quite a ranch, not quite a Cape Cod. I don't know how you describe it. Technically 2 stories. The upstairs had, I guess it was Cape Cod-ish. And it was off a road, and there was this big piece of property attached to it, like a farm. And I saw this sign for rent with a realtor. And I just pulled in I called the realtor. And the realtor was like, oh yeah, they're they have an old farmhouse in the back, and they actually own this old house too, and they're trying to rent it out and blah, blah, blah. So I said, fuck the realtor. I pulled in, and I met the farmer guy, And then he invited me and my brother to come look at the house. So he came back, and apparently his wife is the one who's in charge of the whole fucking thing. And she didn't seem too crazy about us, but she was asking like a ridiculous price for some hole in the wall, and these people seem like simpletons. And so we said, okay, this is going to work. But as it turns out, my brother works with a lady who also has a second part-time job as like a farmhand. I guess they have dairy farm or something. She, my brother's coworker, works as a dairy hand on this farm. A couple of years ago. And what ended up happening, my brother found out. What happened was, I think it was like not quite a year ago. It was before my accident. It was like, I want to say October-ish. What happened was these dumb farmer idiots, they rented the house to some like elderly Oriental couple. And I remember thinking to myself, old Orientals don't live on their own, many generations under one roof. So I'm like, that's clearly a front. As it turns out, these people was a front. There were all these young women coming and going. It was like a front for one of these, I'm not saying they were doing anything there, but it was like a harbor house or for these these massage parlor workers. And they broke the lease and they were only there for a few months. So just before my accident, it must have been last November, December, I called up the farmer's wife. And I said, listen, lady, my brother and I want to get out of this house soon. It'd be convenient. You're right there. We can do like a 6-month lease, if you're looking for someone, because I heard what happened. And I'm sorry that happened to you, but, but I said, you're asking too high a rent. She's like, well, we'll see. So I forgot all about her. Anyway, the other day in my new car, I'm driving by and I see outside the house, it's not even a realtor sign. It's like one of those store-bought for rent signs with the phone number. So I called the number. This is a day ago, before my sister came in the picture. I called the number, and the farmer's wife answered. And she was kind of, I don't know if it was me she didn't like, probably not, but she seemed in a weird mood to begin with. And she's like, I said, hi, I saw the house for rent. I was calling to inquire. Well, yeah, I mean, what do you want? I said, listen, I don't have to remember. My brother and I stopped in about a year ago, and, well, you saw it on Zillow, man. She's going about Zillow. And I said to her, look, I didn't see it on Zillow. I saw the damn sign outside your house. I said, are you willing to negotiate? You want to do like a 6-month or a 9-month? Because I don't want to live there forever, but I'll live there short term. Just get out of here. She's like, no, man, didn't you see on Zillow? On Zillow, it's 12 months. I'm like, again, I didn't go on fucking Zillow. One of you idiots put a fucking sign out in the front lawn. Why are you going about Zillow? But I said, listen, if you don't rent us, that's fine. I mean, she goes, no, man, listen, man, go on to. I think there's more than just her dislike of me. I think the reason they can't rent that place is because they're fucking morons. They're asking way too high and asking. They have some bizarre. But I said, all right, fine, I'll go on Zillow. I'll pay some fee or something. She goes, no, it's free. I'd imagine you got to pay for a background check. But I'm like, I don't plan to actually do that. I told my brother, and brother's like, oh, fuck that place. But the point is, I'm thinking, like, I don't want to deal with a woman on a phone. I want to actually, interact with a man, whether it be for a place to live or, a job in person. Are you hiring? Am I what you're looking for? And it took me back earlier than that, like last summer, probably over a year ago. There was some driving job I really liked. It was like a medical courier job. And I called the number and I had to talk to some lady in like North Carolina. And even though the job was local, I guess this company was located up and down the Eastern Seaboard. And I'm dealing with this bitch, and I'm like, why is some lady on the phone going to determine if I'm a good driver? Now, can I just go to the place in person and say, talk to the boss or the manager and say, hey, you want to hire me or not? So I was thinking about those things. And then, of course, my sister decides to just show up at my brother's place of employment using some doctor. I don't even know if the doctor's office was closed. How would she know that the office called the home landline here? How would she know that? Didn't get to the bottom of that one. But I'm like, oh, my God. And, I always do self-reflect. That's probably why, we talk about fight or flight. I always freeze and I pause and I think. The more I think about it, I'm like, no, our sister's not being the bigger person. Right? Just trying to interact with her is such a fucking, So it's all the weird, secular thing. Yeah. I did disown her. Why is she waltzing back? She can make herself useful, pay for a dumpster and get these cars towed. At least she'd be doing her part to some extent after the fucking way that fucking, But I had no desire to contact her. The fuck she want? I think it was reconnoitering. Anyway. So I called the stream to phone home. I got to end the cable, it reminds me, but hence the internet. So hence is why I'm like, well, maybe I'll stream. I got a bunch of shit to do. Every task I have to do is like, ugh, it makes me not want to do anything. But I went to this grocery store today. I used to work there years ago. None of the original people I knew were there. No one of note. And I met with the manager, and it's weird now. You know, I remember my father's aunt and uncle, elderly, born like 1920s, grew up in the Depression, fought World War II. You know, I used to see they're dead now. But they were long lived. They lived to be in their 90s. And they would go on about things in the past. And I'd be like, okay, that's great, but that was decades ago. So I'm not trying to be like one of those people, but I'm not that old. A mere 10 years ago, you'd walk into a grocery store. They'd say, we won't give you full-time. Full-time means you're guaranteed the hours. But as a part-timer, we'll still give you 40 to 48 hours. Saturday night and a Sunday doesn't count. And we'll give you, they were so desperate for help. They had so much payroll. You'd easily get a job. Now, the manager guy I talked to today, he's like, well, we're looking. But also, I realized they built a bunch of this grocery store. They built a bunch of, there used to be these small houses. They bulldozed them. They built a bunch of apartments and condos and shit. And the guy's like, yeah, we have a pretty solid crew. You know, last week, one guy called out and another guy had emergency surgery. Another one was on vacation. So a lot of the part-timers, they got, 6 days. But normally, we try to keep it at about 28 hours. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Overnight is one thing about overnight. You're guaranteed 8. It's like a part-time overnight is comparable to full-time hours historically. And I'm like, wait a minute, 28. You shave hours or 8, 16, 24, 8, 16, 24, 32. It'd be 24, 32. He goes, well, yeah, we tried to shuffle and play with things, and he's telling me like some of these people live locally, so they just walk there now. And I'm thinking, the guy was positive. I don't think he was bothered by me. He saw right away. Yeah, I didn't bring it. I just started telling me I've done this shit before. But he's like, oh, it was self-evident that I know the drill. It's not rocket science. You hire someone off the street who's never done it before. There's a bit of a learning curve. I'm like, I've done this shit before. I'm using terms. He's like, wow, you've really been around the block. I don't think he was bothered by me. I just don't think he has the hours. Especially now, summer's like the slowest time. But I'm like, it's so strange how in a mere 10 years or so, not even 7, 8 years, like the world has changed. It used to be you're a part-timer, which means you're not guaranteed the 40 plus hours, and you're not guaranteed medical benefits. But normally they would give you 40 plus hours. You get 5 or 6 nights a week because in a union grocery job, Sunday, which is actually a Saturday night and a Sunday, or Sunday for daytime, doesn't count as part of the 40 hours. That's the bonus day. So they would still give you 5 regular days and the bonus night, Saturday into Sunday, and you have 1 day off. And then, like, if they need you every now and then, because I think it's a union job, if you're part-time and they work you too much, you can file a grievance with the union. And to prevent that, every now and then they cut you a day or they shave off an hour here or there. And I didn't care. I even told the guy, I'm not looking for full-time right now. I'm just looking for the hours. If you can give me like 5 or 6 nights a week, I don't care about full-time, part-time. I'm not going to file a grievance. And it just seemed like it was nothing negative. He seemed to think I'd be a good choice, but he was like, yeah, some guys, some nights they get 5 or 6. And then the next week, some weeks they get 5 or 6 nights. The next week they only get 2. I'm like, what happened here? This is like the world is. Plus, I think a lot of people, do shop from home, Instacart. I guess when you have to go buy your own groceries, you go to the closest. So this grocery store pulled in from a large area. But now people in the same area, they might go on Instacart. And instead of getting from this grocery store, the delivery might come from the grocery store in the next town, the one over there. So it's like if more people are ordering groceries from wherever's. So it's just like the word. Now it's getting scary because I need a job. Like I said, I'm doing it backwards. I bought this car and I have these credit card bills. I look at. I need some kind of job. And it's like I'm getting older. I'm in my 40s now. But even besides the point, it's like the job isn't what it was. I'm not like I remember my old, my father's uncle. Oh yeah, back in 1947 at the factory. I'm like, okay, that was decades ago. This was only like 10 years ago. It's like the world has changed that dramatically in a very short amount of time. It's amazing. I was totally oblivious to it. I'm like in a time warp. So yes, and of course, my sister never got back to us. I never got back to my brother. I'm like, what a fucking useless cunt. I almost feel like make yourself useful. Tow the cars. Buy a fucking dumpster. rent the dumpster rather for a week. I'm ready for it. Fuck. And she's one of those people. Men have all the privileges. Men. But then she expects a man. I said, "You gonna help us throw shit out?" "Well, no, I'll just pay for it." I say, "I figured as much," and she doesn't know. Like, I think my father's old rototiller he hadn't used in 40 fucking years, or some fucking useless fucking gas generator, and this other broken lawnmower. All this shit you can't put in a dumpster. Like, we had to, I put it in the box truck, took it over to the recycling place, scrap metal. I'm like, she's just, I'm like, oh my God. Normies and their entitlements and their out of proportion, disproportionate hatred for fuck ups and weirdos, even their own kin. Typical, especially the women. I believe that strongly. I'm like, oh my, if this cunt actually wants to have some modicum of redemption, fine. Pay to get the cars towed so they're out of the way. Otherwise, I'm leaving for the landlord. And that'd be great. Once you get them towed, there'll be more room for the fucking dumpster. Great. When do you want to do this? And we got to do this soon. So I wanted to just come on and share all that because it's on my mind. I'm actually glad no one's bothering me because I want to get this stream of conscious out. Maybe I'll talk. I kind of wish my brother was here to go to bed, and I want to do streams before I cut the internet. But I just feel like so. And I was thinking this morning when I got up before all this shit with my sister. I was thinking, oh my God, it's amazing how all these things in my life went so poorly. It's like a whole series chain of events. I wonder what the next event will be. I did not envision my sister and mother showing up at my my brother's place of work. I was just like, what do you fucking want? That's a good event. It's good to get it off my chest. It's good to talk about these things. And now on top of that, I need a job because I get these bills. I need something. I can do the DoorDash, Uber Eats, but that's not going to be enough money. I need some at least something on paper. And now I'm realizing, okay, these grocery stores. And yeah, you're going to say, why repeat the familiar? I thought the same thing. Why go back to that? Just have something now in the here and now. Like the whole market has changed. I guess post-COVID, it's like a different world. I'm just amazed. I was like, I remember that one grocery store, this one I went to 10 years ago. They had a very big crew. They'd have like over a dozen people. And part-timers were getting like, 5-6 nights a week. And people would come and go. We'd be short-staffed. It was so fucking crazy. And now they're telling me, yeah, we got 8 or 9 people, mostly part-time. And some weeks they get 5 or 6 nights. Others, they only get 2. And some of them live close and they just walk here, which wasn't possible 10 years ago when they built these new apartments and shit. I'm like, okay. So now I'm like, oh, I got to scramble and find a new course of action. Then I got my sister popping up out of fucking nowhere. And it's like, well, do you want to help in some way, make yourself useful? I mean, the fuck? So I wanted to share all that. I agree with you, Jorian. It's almost always the people around you. No, but like I said, people always say this, you suck, you're this, you're that, you're that. They give me a laundry list. I don't get defensive. I actually try to think about it, ponder it. Okay, was I wrong? Was it? And then I start thinking, wait a minute. Like she was going, I said, like, our parents are pieces of shit. You totally betrayed us. You fucked us over. We should have done this 2 years ago. She's like, you have to be the bigger person. And I'm like, I'm like thinking maybe because everyone's always criticizing me. What was that? And after she got to that, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute. Being the bigger person, put your money in your mouth, this bitch. Get the fucking dumpster. Get these cars out of here. Make yourself fucking bigger person. But I can't even call her because even before we had her falling out, she blocked me. I have to go through my borough. And I'm like, oh, she's a fucking nightmare to deal with. God, if she could be of any service or any value, either make yourself valuable or fuck off. Don't bother my brother. And she even said, I only have one brother. Bro C, you're dead to me. I said, Bro C's not your brother. He's my brother. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking. It's not good between us. The only redeeming quality, if she wants to get these cars towed so we can have a controlled towing. I said, I don't want my mother or my fucking father, piece of shit retard here. You come, get the titles, have everyone get rid of them, and then get us a dumpster the next day and you can disappear forever. And we'll have one last dumpster. It would come in handy. But again, can't even communicate with that fucking cunt. And you can say whatever you want about me. And my brother, oh, you're not diplomatic. I've had it with these criticisms. I'm not diplomatic. Well, this is the bitch, the cunt going on about being the bigger person. I said, how is that being a bigger person? Well, yeah, she freaked out. And I said, well, why didn't you call her out on it? Because it's easy to pick on the Spurg or the ADHD or whatever you want to call me, the weirdo, than it is to actually examine our own problems. I think one of the I am an asshole. I'm a piece of shit. I agree. I never disagree. But I think, wait a minute. Why are you people above reproach? I think they don't like when I point out truths that they don't want to hear about themselves for two reasons. They don't want to see their own flaws. And how dare you, you lesser being? How dare you criticize me? Don't you know who I am? That's the vibe. Oh, my God. Both. Like I apply online, but I call and say, I applied online, stopping at all the above, all of the above. Most places want you to apply online anyway. But I was going about my sister. You want to talk about where? Yeah. My sister I haven't talked to in 2 years, bothers my brother out of the blue, drags our mother there. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh. And I'm looking at my brother, but I wonder if it's the same. He's afraid that I might point out his flaws, and he's terrified of that. Because I'm looking at him, I'm like, you can't trust your mother. At one point, he wanted to contact her mother and have her give us the title to one of these cars. I'm like, buddy, those cars have been sitting there rusting for 2 years. I want nothing to do with them. The only reason they're there is because our parents went rogue. My aunt and uncle brought them here. They took a bunch of shit. They couldn't find the keys. I'm like, why? If they're not going to work with us, which we were supposed to get them over there and then spend the next month or two closing this house. We thought this was supposed to happen 2 years ago, but just like on the job, a group of people who I was working for, getting frustrated with, but working for, worked against me. And I talked to my sister on the phone. She goes, "No, it's you. You suck. You fuck. You can't hold a job. You're a piece of shit." I'm like, okay. And I said to my brother, it's funny. It's like, I don't get to sit at the normie table. I'm a freaking weirdo and a fuck up. I don't get to sit at the normie table. I gotta hang out with the retards. But whenever something goes wrong, the retards are given a pass. All of a sudden, the same normies who won't let me sit at the big boy table, you can't sit, you're lesser, you can't sit with the table, go with the retards, okay. But all of a sudden, when something goes wrong, retards get a pass, but I'm held to normie standards. I'm not true. I don't get the normie privileges or the normie prerogatives, but I'm somehow held to normie standards. And it's, yeah. It's just, yes, that's how it feels. Well, she's been involved in them for the past 2 years. I've had nothing to do with any of them for the past 2 years. I'm talking about 2 years ago, 2 summers ago, summer of 2024, we were in the move out process. And I thought we were working together. I didn't realize she took a credit card bill. My father had 2 credit cards. I would use them once a year to keep them active, pay them off. The bill came in the mail one day. She was here. I was at work. She took it. She started screaming about, "You're not paying these bills." I'm like, the bill just came in. I didn't even know it was there. She started screaming at my brother. My brother's explaining, no, the bill just came in. And at the time, I'm like, is she mental? No, my brother, she was just looking to start shit. She was looking for an excuse to have a tantrum. But I'm so naive because of my social naivete. I still think these people are pieces of shit. I'll get nasty with them, but I'm not working against them. Just like at the job, just like I've talked about this before, the job, the family. I'm really frustrated, but I'm still going to work with you. I'm not your enemy. Pieces of shit. Let's work together. Never realizing that they're plotting against me. And my sister made the whole. So I didn't realize. So I'm like, make yourself fucking useful. I don't want to know you. Pay for it. Get these cars towed in a way that I approve of and get a fucking dumpster, you fucking cunt. Oh my God, is she a fucking cunt? Where is Horse? Oh yeah. Horse said apparently did some stream where he's all upset with me because I criticized his ability to communicate. I still stand by it. I saw some of it. I perused it. I'm like, I guess I can respond to that. Same kind of thing. Horse can come around and act nice, but at the end of the day, he really looks down on us. And we've always been like, hey, Horse, you're the normie. We're happy for you. But here in this chat here, you're not doing a good job explaining things. And my heart ended up going out to Hacker. So I see a lot of the same, I guess, the normie playbook. And I hate this. I want to give these people the benefit of the doubt, I want to think that Horse is just a misunderstanding. This is where I get in trouble. No, the whole time Horse thinks we're lolcows. My sister and mother and my retard father, by proxy, were plotting against me. It's like, oh my God, I try to give normies the benefit of the doubt. Hey, I admit I'm a fuck up, I'm a retard. You guys are socially superior, but if you want to pretend that we're on some equal footing, social, yeah, it's the same kind of concept. Absolutely. It's a normie punch down. Exactly. I agree, Laffy. Broken clock. It's a normie punch down. I'll talk to him. I think I didn't see the whole, he was going on about, once again, his story, I can pull it up. I don't really feel like sitting through that. I don't know if it's a long stream. And I never wanted this to be like an off-grid stream where I watch other people. I can pull up. So I'm not really in the mood to talk. I got my more real life, my fucking cunt sister coming out of the woodwork. I got to find a place to live. The job, the workforce isn't the one I knew from a mere 10 years ago. And talking about horses, it's interesting, but it's the kind of thing I would do if I had $8 or some part-time job in a, an affordable house. And yeah, that's the kind of, I really don't want to spend time on that. No, man, you people made me off-grid. No, Waffles, pay attention. She didn't show up at my job. I don't have a job. I'm going to repeat this one more time. I think I've communicated well enough. I don't have a job. I need a job. I am a leech and a drain on my brother, and I feel terrible for it, but I've never denied that. I need a job. I'm noticing the workforce isn't the same as it was a mere 10 years ago. I do not have a job. My sister and mother showed up at my brother's job. Have I not? Am I not? What the fuck? Is this just trolling or what the fuck? Oh my God. And Bro C. Well, first he said he felt blindsided. He's trying to work. He's trying to be nice with them. He's always nicey nice. It's like, Christ. If I ran into them somewhere, there might be a screaming match. I might be taken out in handcuffs. I might really go out. Oh my God. No, it wasn't my job. I don't have a job. I think I've been saying that for the past X amount of streams since I fucking got in that car accident back in December. I desperately need a job now. I don't have a job. My sister did not show up at my job. I haven't seen my sister in 2 fucking years. I was planning to keep it that way, but she showed up at my brother's job. Have I explained that well enough? Oh my God. But yeah. That's all. It's like Mike said. I just wanted to share my thoughts, and I'm glad I got them out. It was good. It felt good. I mean, not really. Nothing's really changed, but at least I've explained. I'm like, calling this cunt, that farming couple. The house is like off a road. In the back is like a large piece of property. Apparently, they get a farmhouse. That's another thing. I like the landlord's right there looking at you. But I told this woman like a year ago. I said, "Listen, we need a place temporarily. We can do a 6-month thing if we do a discounted rent." She's like, "Well, if I can't find someone, I'll consider it." When I called her, because it's clear these dum-dums don't know how to rent the place. I was trying to be polite, and she got all nasty. At the end, I remained calm, but I said there, I said, "It was good to talk to you again. A pleasure as always." She goes, "Yeah," and she hung up on me. I'm like, you can say what you want about me. You see this nasty behavior from these people. No, not us directly. Our parents. She wanted to hire movers at one point, and I wasn't opposed, but she was all like, "We're only going to take what I say they take." And my brother and I rented. She did hire movers, and they moved some furniture. But I still, even my parents are pieces of shit. I went to bat for them. They had a small apartment, but I said, "There's definitely stuff they want." I know my mother wants her mirror piece, and my father wants his chest of drawers. And this one hutch, I brought those over with my brother, and my parents were delighted. But just like at the job, they had no problem cracking the whip on me. Good job, and then throwing me under the bus as soon as they got the chance. If I can go back in time, I'd say, "Fine, sis, do whatever you fucking want. Throw the rest of this shit out. I don't give a fuck." But I was trying to still work. I would get nasty. I mean, you people are pieces of shit, but I'm still working for you, never realizing they were plotting against me. And they were. It's not paranoid. They were. And Bro C, ultimately, it's really pisses me off. Fuck me. Tell with me. They're fucking him over by proxy. And not because, oh, Brothy, the attention. No, just the whole, like, Brosy was living here too. And, like, we were going to contact the landlord together and the house together, get rid of junk together. No, my parents, with my sister's blessing, went rogue. Well, that's, come on. I gotta deal with this shit. Why do you do this? Why are you fucking causing problems? I don't get it. Doesn't matter. I won't be doing many more of these sit-down streams for a while. So that's another reason I stream, because I'm not gonna be doing this. I'm gonna cut the cable. So I won't be, maybe I'll do a phone stream, but I'm not gonna be doing these StreamYard streams probably for a while. I don't know where I'm gonna end up. We'll see what happens. I need a fucking job. Hey, why are you causing problems? I don't need this shit. I have headaches in life. I'm here to share my stories. Talk about my problems. Interact with a few friendly people who want to be friendly. My cunt sister comes out of the woodwork. She's a total bitch. If she could be of any use whatsoever. But of course, can't even contact her. She's total. But hey, she gets a 6-figure job. If she had to walk in my shoes, she'd be slitting her fucking wrists. She had to work like at a supermarket baking cakes for minimum wage. She'd be doing real labor. Probably yelled and screamed a lot, and she'd probably be ready to slit her wrists. She's a privileged cunt. I always said corporate, what do you call it? Corporate communism. Oh. So I would like to stream at least 1 or 2 more times. I'd like to get Brosy's opinion. I should do like an evening stream when he's still awake. I think he's off on Friday. Right now it's Wednesday night and a Thursday morning. He's got to work, but he'll be off tomorrow. Maybe we'll stream tomorrow or the next day. So I'd like to get his opinion on it. But it's typical. What I see here on the internet is just a microcosm of my real life. Just okay, who wants to play games next? Who wants to fuck with me next for no fucking reason? Who's going to get so upset because I called them out in their bullshit? Not meaning to harm them, but saying flat out, okay, yeah, I love you, but this is bullshit what you're doing. How dare you, unless you're being criticized. It's just the same shit. It's like, my God. Oh, well. Yes, it's a normie punch down. Well, I said I better share this while it's fresh. Calling that lady again. She was so nasty on the phone. I'm like, ma'am, yeah, Zillow. Didn't you see a Zillow? And it's like she tried to use a realtor. That didn't work. Now she's trying to rent it herself. She's got a sign outside the fucking house, but she's going about Zillow. It's like, lady, I called the phone number on your for rent sign. The fuck? So she's nuts too. Dealing with nutty women on the phone, especially when you're an ugly, autistic, ADHD, PTSD, retard, spurg, fuck up. It never works out. They see how hard life is. Like I said, I went to the interview. The manager guy was easygoing. He was an older white guy in his, I would guess, over 60, easygoing. And he seemed sincere. Oh, you know what you're doing. I think he would hire me if there was a need, but apparently these stores aren't desperate the way they used to be. Business must be down. Sales must be down, or they've overhired. I have no idea. I'm like, oh shit, now what do I do? Oh. Got my clip-on Tex boots, lead me to the station. Yeah, I'm off to the Civil War. I got my kick bag, my heavy boots. I'm running in the rain, gonna run till my feet are raw. Slip kid, second generation, only halfway up the tree. Slip kid, slip kid, I'm a relation. There's no easy way to be free. No easy way to be free. It's a hard, hard world. Yes. All right, what else is new? Hold on a minute. I see something here. All right, I think I said what I want to say. I think. I just want to get it all out. It's like just because yesterday I hadn't heard from my sister in 2 years. I was planning to keep it that way. Didn't realize that stupid house is back for rent. Thought I'd call. What the hell? What do I have to lose? Yeah, if the lady said, listen, you're not really looking forward to the nastiness with her, the nastiness with my sister, these jobs. I went to the job. It's like all this happened in the past 24 hours since my last stream. I'm like, oh my fucking Christ. It's daunting. Daunting. And, you know, I think it didn't have to be this way. And again, say whatever you want about me. I'll listen to the criticism, but a bunch of people behave very badly. My brother agrees to the sense that, yes, you all behave badly. I say, yes, I don't deny that, but why didn't you ever criticize my sister or mother? Our father's a fucking retard. Oh, bro, he is too timid. I remember Shrink saying, my shrink actually said once, I wish you guys would like take lessons from each other. Like he said to me, you should be a bit more passive like your brother. Your brother should have a bit more, gusto like you, a little bit, like a little switch. I'm too abrasive and my brother's too passive, but that's why my sister went to go see him at work because she's trying to get information. She knows that he's very, He's older. We already gotten 2 dumpsters. There's so much of shit to get rid of. So yeah, where the hell's this bitch been? I don't get it. My life. Got my cup on. Tex boots lead me to the station. Yeah, I'm off to the Civil War. Kick back my running boots. I'm running in the rain. Gonna run till my feet are raw. Slip kid, second generation, only halfway up the tree. Slip kid, I'm a relation. There's no easy way to be free. No easy way to be free. Amen. Oh my God. A relation. There's no. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I want to share? I'd like to just make it an hour. Make it 1 hour. And then get to work. Like I said, these streams are good distractions, but I can't keep distracting myself. Oh my God. I think my sister's going to be a bust, but it would be a good, okay, let's get something out of the bitch because she totally fucked me over. It would really be a good help if she wants to get these cars out of the way and get us a dumpster. She's going to be part of the process. Just, it doesn't have to be here when we're using the dumpster, but that would be a big help. Can't even talk to the fucking cunt. It's like, Jesus Christ. And, if you know who I am, I was with my brother. Our sister, known her all her life. She's known me most of hers. She shouldn't be shocked that after 2 years, what, you think I'd be, it's good to hear from you again, little sister. You know who I am. I know who she is. It's like, what would anybody expect from this shit? But, yeah, hey, I told her, we get this. We do this sooner than later. Not only do we get this house, I can't wait much longer. I can't wait till if she wants to do this. Let's do this now. Fuck it. By the way, I wonder who that troll is who keeps coming here with these genitalia avatars. Is it someone I know or just some rando? I have no idea. Oh my God, just more shit. Maybe it's good. Streaming time's good. And my brother. Maybe I should have gone with my plan. Put the money on credit cards. Get everything either out or into the scrapyard. Everything into the socially go to the fucking motel and get the fuck out of here. Well, let's commit to the month. Well, Brosi is true. It's like I'm crippled by anxiety and fear and all these thoughts and all this trauma, but I really am the one who has to. That's why they put me in charge. Everything I said, remember, I said, since your sister's so fucking successful, when our father had the stroke, why didn't she step up then? Because she didn't want to be burdened. She's always been the spoiled little brat, little girl, little child. Oh my God. And I'm like, she could have stepped up then. Now, my brother does like my analogy. There's a mute. I'm sorry. The captain dies on the ship, so someone's got to be a new captain. No one wants to do it, so okay, fine, I'll do it. I get us safely to shore, just as we're coming into port. Land ho up. Well, one more day, we'll be safe. We're almost there. Once the crew knows that land is in sight, they decide to mutiny right then. They had no problem with me being the captain when we were lost at sea and they needed guidance. As soon as they know land's in sight, let's mutiny. You suck, Captain. You're a piece of shit. It's like, gee, you didn't seem to think so when I was doing all the fucking work. Oh, my God. I think Bro C agrees with that analogy. It's like, let's mutiny. And that's about all I have to say, really, I think. Why is your sister involved in your moving when there is nothing there belonging to her? I haven't spoken to my sister in 2 years. When she stopped in, my brother told her, we got a couple dumpsters. We still have a bunch of shit to get rid of. And she said, well, there are a few things I might want, like that. Our mother's sewing machine. And my brother said, we already threw that out. I think she told him, well, okay, you got 2 dumpsters. Well, okay, maybe I can pay for it if you really need a third. I think it was something between the 2 of them. Plus, the car situation. My mother's going about the cars. We can donate them to charity. Those cars are a waste, by the way. If they hadn't come and stolen all that paperwork, I probably would have signed the title over to myself and just had a car or given it to my brother or something. But now we got these 2 junk cars. And my sister's like, no, they got to be towed. So my sister assumed taking care of their affairs. So I'm like, okay. I think my sister wants to see this house closed too. But I think my sister, I think there was some curiosity because why did she show up at my brother's place of work? I was not, you're right, Waffles. Why did she even come back into our lives after 2 years? What's going on in our lives to make herself useful? I think she's curious what's still left. If there's 1 or 2 things she wants, it's probably what I would imagine. Maybe she was never serious. It was a hollow offer. And I said to my brother when he came home, I said, call her up. Let's call her out on it. It might have just been a hollow offer. I don't know. There's nothing of value here. There might be a few trinkets she might want. Nothing of hers is here. But yeah, it might have just been a hollow offer to begin with. But I said, tell the bitch, fine. Make yourself useful. Have some slither of redemption because she's beyond redemption. Again, I wasn't there. It wasn't my job. I explained to you I don't have a job. I'm looking for one desperately. It was my brother's job. My brother's at work, and they showed up. I wasn't there. My brother's job. Understand? Something I feel like repetition's par for the course. I think I communicate very well. I just have to repeat myself 10 times. You always wind back and hear me say 1,000 times. You've been watching me for the past X amount of months. It's not my job. I don't have one. My brother's place of employ. Got my clip-on textbook, lead me to the station, off to the Civil War. Slip kid, second generation, I'm a soldier at 13. Slip kid, I'm a relation. There's no easy way to be free. No easy way to be free. No easy way to be free. Oh my God, story of my life. I may never get my freedom. Oh, Bro C may never get his. And these people aid and abet in destruction. People who have so much but are still so fucking greedy. We admit it. You get the 6-figure job. You're well above us. Good for you. Good for you. It's still not enough. I believe so, yes. I believe that's ultimately what it was. Like I said, when I did speak, my brother called her, and I'm there, and she didn't really want to talk to me, but I said, why were you at my brother's place of work? Well, the doctor's appointment was canceled, but they called and left a message on their home phone. Like, did you delete it? I'm like, that's not what I asked you. First of all, I'm thinking, how would she know that? But I even asked that. I said, I don't give a fuck about the doctor's appointment. When you found out it was canceled, instead of taking my mother home or going somewhere else, some other grocery store, you deliberately went out of your way to go to where my brother works. Why? Whose decision was that? It was mine because I wanted to see about the phone call. She used this phone call as a pretext. Yes, my sister was snooping around. 1,000%. 1,000%. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's what I feel. I was like, okay, put your money where your mouth is. Tow these fucking cars. I can't get rid of them because I don't own them. Either my sister gets the titles from my mother, or I leave them for the landlord. He can tow them because he's the owner of this property. I'm like, I can't scrap them. I can't junk them. I don't touch them. They just fucking sit there. I don't give a shit. They're not my cars. Things would have been so much different had we worked together, but we didn't. And she's part of the reason why we didn't. Says, I think she was just snooping around, ultimately. That's my belief. And I called her out at it. And instead of like owning up to anything, it was just, you suck. Yeah, I know I suck. We've established that. What were you doing there? Yeah, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. Okay. I get this a lot with the normies, especially. Oh my god! But even fuck up. It's just, oh my god. No one wants to address their own issues. Okay, we've established I'm a piece of shit. Okay, great. Why were you there? Do you want to get a dumpster? Yeah. But I'm always the bad guy because it's easy to make someone like me the bad guy. It's like you got to play the bad guy in life. I guess because who I am, I got to play the bad guy role. Okay, I'll play the bad guy. I'm going to be a bad guy. I'm going to be a really bad guy. I'm going to be a really bad guy. I want to look at her. Can we arrange a date? Get rid of the cars. Don't want to look at my fucking mother. Have a dumpster dropped a day or two later. That's it. But we can't even contact her. Oh my god, my brother's afraid. I think my brother's afraid of her. Or he's afraid of not her specifically. He's afraid of tension. I take on the role of all the tension. I do the dirty work. My brother is so terrified of alienating her. It doesn't matter. Even if my brother dumped me and went solo and said, yeah, what a piece of shit he was, what would happen next? He'd become the he doesn't get that. Like, no, if you got rid of me, then you'd take on the role regardless. So you can only walk on eggshells for so long. Don't you see how evil these people are? I don't think he wants to see it. Is my opinion. I don't tell him that. I've told him that before. He'll say, no, you could have been more diplomatic. He'll turn the subject to me. You could have been more diplomatic. Yes, that's true, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these people and what they are and how you're really in precarious waters with them. Well, you could have been more diplomatic, and you called her a cunt. I'm like, buddy, you're missing it. I guess denial is strong with people, and I guess I never had the luxury of living in denial, and I get in trouble for calling out other people's denial. Even my own fucking family. We got along growing up. When she hit puberty, she started getting kind of bitchy, but nothing too terrible. It was probably when she was in her, I guess she's about 5 or 6 years younger than me. At some point, I was probably about 30, and she was like in her later 20s. She was mid-late 20s, and she wanted to move out. And you guys are fucking losers. You're pieces of shit, but I expect you to help me move out and lug furniture. She started getting really bitchy once she thought, I have an escape. I don't need you, you losers. I don't have to be bound to you. She never had any sense of duty or honor or familial or anything. It probably happened during adulthood. Absolutely. As kids, we got along. It's a shame. I miss the sister who was, but, this is the reality. Well, I can't. She's blocked me. My brother's afraid to call her. He's afraid. He doesn't want. I don't like that he has to be the go-between. Brosi is terrified of because I got to play the bad guy. And if he helps the bad guy, he might get, bad attention. I'm like, that's going to happen to you anyway, buddy. You get rid of me, I die homeless on the street. They're going to come after you next. You fucking idiot. He doesn't get that. So I really can't have it out with her. I was just fine. Tow the cars, buy a fucking dumpster, or pay for, rent the dumpster for it. Fine. I'll take that. I'll take up an offer. You actually make yourself useful for once because she's been totally useless. Or don't come back into my life after 2 years. Ugh. Yes. That's about all. I think that's more of it. I'll finish my beer. I'll kill. It's about an hour. I want to do a light little stream. I had to cancel the cable. Got to do a lot of shit. Should be doing this shit instead of all job. And I didn't realize the job market had changed dramatically. I'm like, oh my God. And if they had hired me for that medical courier job a year ago, probably wouldn't have been an accident. Probably still be doing that. Probably moved out of here by now. It's like a whole series of never-ending unfortunate events. Story of my life. Slip kid, doodle doodle doodle. Halfway up the tree. Slip kid, I'm a relation. There's no easy way to be free. It's a little cooler tonight, but it's still humidish. I haven't seen the cat since, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. Maybe a coyote. Maybe she went somewhere else, moved on. Maybe she got by a car. Maybe she got picked up by animal control. I don't know. It's a shame. I guess she was becoming part of the family to the point where I'm like, we expected her all the time. And then she's just not there. Can't imagine she'd abandon us because she got a steady source of food. Who knows? Maybe it's one. I can say it's one less worry, but it's still sad. Oh, I thought, well, somebody else loves me. This little cat. But no, not even she loves me. Oh well. I think I'm going to call her Ruby Tuesday. She would never say where she came from. Yesterday don't matter if it's gone, while the sun is bright, or in the darkest night, no one knows. She comes and goes. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. I will. I'll miss that cat. Yeah, they monkey branch, find a better offer. Yeah, well, I'd like to hope she found a better offer. I like to think she's somewhere happy, not in a coyote's belly or run over by a car or something, or in a cage. But we'll never know. Oh well. No one knows. She comes and goes. All right. I feel a little better-ish. Yeah, I could do that. A lot of wear and tear on the car, not a lot of business. I might have to do that. That's good supplemental. That's not, a job. Plus, I'll need a job on paper to rent a place. There's no stability with that. I've tried it before. I can try it again, but it's just not, viable. It's good for pin money. If I had a part-time job 3 or 4 days a week, I could do that as supplementary, but that's not really viable. And I don't have my mom's prosperity or my sister's prosperity. So I don't have extra prosperity. So no, that's the kind of job you do for pin money in addition to something else. It's just not viable. Wear and tear, and you really don't make much. And that's getting worse. That market's, really collapsed too. Wow. Am I screwed? Huh. All right, well. I think I'll wind it down. Anything else? Have we discussed enough? That's me. Within like 24 hours, there's just more shit. Okay, I remember thinking this morning when I got up, I'm like, what else can go wrong? Well, what's the next tragedy that'll befall me? The idiot landlord got back to me. We need an official move-out date. I'm like, I ignored him. Oh, what happened? I sent him the bill. I explained what happened. What's a gate valve? I'm like, can you take pictures? I'm like, go fuck yourself. I'm tired of dealing with him. It's like, oh my God. I should tell him, I'll gladly explain it all to you when I see you in person, when you come into town, asshole. It's him. God. Oh, well. Damn, no more beer. Get another beer, or do I wind this down? I can go on. I think I said the points I want to talk about. And yes, this cup it's cracking apart. I can't even drink. This is gonna be garbage. I go to drink, and I feel like it's cutting it. I want to collect my thoughts. Yeah, my sister is a useless cunt. Either I kind of feel like okay, make something happen, make yourself useful, or don't snoop around at my brother's place of employment. This is like the worst of both worlds. Fuck that cunt. Manish, you piece of shit. I'm not gonna. I won't get that house that Cape Coddish attached to a farm because those people are fucking retards. But it's on them. Bunch of fucking. There's a reason they can't rent the house. And the grocery circuit isn't what it was a mere 10 years ago. Amazing how the world has changed in that short amount of time. Amazing, really, it really is. I think it's like, wow. Maybe COVID was some sort of great reset. I don't know. So that's my story. That's my life. I need a job. I'm like anxiety about not having a job. There's also anxiety about having one, all the social problems, but anxiety about not having one. And yeah, if our sister wants to go to these cars and give us a dumpster, hey, I'll take that. I could use that. Can something go right for once? No. It's like dangling the carrot on the stick. That's what my fucking cunt of a sister is. What good is she? Fine, I'm an asshole. Forget about me. What about Bro C? My sister's a fucking twat. That's how I feel. That's my side. You can ask my brother, well, you were diplomatic. It's easy to always say, well, you were this, you were that, because I'm a weirdo fucking spurg fucker. We know this has been established. Why didn't you criticize the other? I'd love to ask him. Why didn't you criticize her? She make herself fucking useful for once. Forget about me. How do you, Bro C, feel about her sister? Well, you were. Don't talk about me. It's very hard because I play the scapegoat. I always have. Always. Oh, yeah. When my aunt and uncle brought my parents here, I'd moved them out. And they came here one day. I was at work, and they took all the vital documents, including the titles to those cars. But they didn't get the keys because the keys weren't with the documents. And I said, "You people aren't working with me. I'm not giving you your fucking keys. Go fuck yourselves." You want to play games like that? This is what happens. This is why you never know when you're going to need someone in life. When you go against someone like that, when you do something that evil, actions have consequences. I don't think Dumb's a narcissist, not overtly. I have my criticisms with Dumb, but no, I always thought he was a genuinely decent person. We've got our criticisms, of course, but I want to believe he's genuinely. Of course, every time I think that about someone, they eventually show their true colors. I get it out of them, but I don't do it intentionally. It's not like I'm going to figure out what your secret is. It's more like, oh, we're buddies now, and then just me being naturally me, thinking we get along. I'll hit upon something that they don't want touched. And then the true colors come out. I bring out the truth in people. And the truth is ugly. I'm ugly. The truth is ugly. But I bring out these, without even trying, not even intentionally, I bring out the ugly truth in people. And it's a shame because I wanted to believe they were different. But no, I don't think I wouldn't call them a narcissist. Not overtly, no. I've met many more narcissistic people than James. Well, it's an interesting question. If Dumb had been more successful in his younger days, would he be more like a horse? That's debatable. I don't know. I still think I want to believe he's genuinely a nice person. James, Dumb. Depressed, unwanted man. I like to believe that. Of course, every time I believe that, that's why it hurts so much when people I thought I got along with turn out to be, something else. Also, with Walmart Spark, do you actually have to go in and shop? You got to go up and down the aisles finding the items. Oh my god, I don't mind delivery. I don't want to be a shopper. Yeah, he didn't buy me KFC. We had to go to a diner and have a cheeseburger. You're lucky, Millennial Tomb. You're just rubbing it in. James loves you more. I bet when he bought you that KFC, he said, "Make sure you mention to Oshi I bought you KFC and not him." Because James is a narcissist, as we've established. Yes, I changed my mind. James is a monster. I thought he loved me. I thought it was real. Hey, hearts are broken now. I go about, phone home. I go about my business. I'm doing fine. Besides, what would I say if I had you on the line? Same old story, not much to say. Hearts are broken every day. Why is my sister involved? Oh my God. My brother saw Mama. They were out for a walk. I know you hate it when I leave the cup of coffee on or leave the light on. James, dreams last for so long, even after you're gone. Dumb, I know you love me, and soon I know you will see you're meant for me. And I was meant to. I was like, I go about my business. I'm doing fine. Besides, what would I say if I had you on the line? Same old story, not much to say. Hearts are broken every day. Heartbreakers. Right. Okay. Time's on your side. Good to hear. The Stones popularized that, but that was a cover. I'm not going to sing that one. I'm not in the mood. Currently, time is not on my side. It's the opposite. I have nothing. Don't have any time because time won't give me time, and time makes lovers feel like they've got something real. But you and me, we know we've got nothing but time. In time, we could have been so much more. Time is precious, I know. In time, we could have been so much more. But time has nothing to show because time won't give me time. And time makes lovers feel like they've got something real. But you and me, we know we got nothing but time. Hey, man, you got me singing Culture Club here. Hey, give yourself a pat on the back. Oh, my God. It is closing time, so I guess I'll finish this beer and end it. It's nice to come on, distract myself, and talk about my problems. It's nice. It's a nice release, a nice event. I like your profile pic, your avatar. That's a good-looking dude. The guy in the can is sexy, and the guy holding the can is kind of cute, too. Those are good-looking dudes. What is that? Who is that? Still, I got better hair. That guy's hair is short. Look at my nice hair. Is that? I got nicer hair. Bought some more vape the other day, and I'm like, I need a job. Shit. It's okay, man. It's only been an hour. This isn't a long one. You can always go back and peruse. I think I've repeated myself enough times that I shouldn't repeat myself again. If there really is some point of uncertainty, just ask. I'll clarify. I'm not. When asked to repeat myself, I make a little frustrated, but I have no qualms if there's been some miscommunication, articulating and clarifying what the problem is. Yes, there we go. Yes, I know. You should have announced that. You should have said, I'm leaving now. I'm going to Walmart. You didn't do that. You didn't tell us. Yes, among other things. But she thinks it's all hard work. She applied herself. Or at least she wants to believe that. Yes. She thinks she's above me and my brother. Absolutely. Absolutely. Which is say, fine, you're above us. Why do you put all the burden on me, then get pissed with me? You say I'm a fucking retard fuck up, but you didn't want to take the lead. It's like almost like you wanted me to fail so you could point the finger and not deal with the responsibility. Yes, absolutely. 1,000%. Definitely. Absolutely. I agree. She's punching down. I think that's why she clings on to the men. Men have been so. I'm like, yeah, okay. The boss's son makes more than you. The Mexican, scrubbing the toilet. Is that who you're talking? Men. It's a fucking cunt. Yes. No, cannot leech off sister. No, can't even seem to get a dumpster. It was the hollow offer. I wish she'd just not come back into our lives. I'll pour myself another beer. I say, well, I think I would drink the whole beer. I'm tired of shit to do. And that's right. It's amazing how time can go by when you're streaming. But all right, wait right here. Do about my business and doing fine. Well, I do want more beer regardless, so I'll share it with y'all. I wonder if singing even shitty songs is some kind of therapy for me. I go about my business and doing fine, beside what would I say if I had you on the line? Yes, that's a good song too, Laffy. I'm not in the mood for that one. I've never felt resentment for her success. I think the resentment I feel, and I would say this for a lot of normies, I'm happy for them, but they don't acknowledge the. It's like if I made fun of a bald guy, why are you bald? Look at me. I kept my hair nice and neat and use shampoo. You're bald because you didn't do what I did. Now, I understand he's bald because genetics. I'm lucky. I would never say, you're bald and it's your fault, loser, because that's not reality. I think a lot of these people don't want to recognize the privileges they had. I believe that strongly. And when it was pointed out to them, they get so fucking defensive. They think they made it because it makes them think that, man, if a few little things have been a little bit different, I wouldn't be in this position. I wouldn't be so lucky. I think my sister resents us for pointing out the truths she doesn't want to acknowledge. I think that's true for a lot of normies. Absolutely. Well, I guess she kind of is now. Apparently, she's shuttling them off to doctor's appointments, if I understand correctly. I guess she's doing that now. It's like if she wanted to. She just said, I want to be the sole one in charge of their affairs. I said, okay. But she didn't. She acted like we were working together and started playing nonsense games. Yes. I doubt that. She sees us as total fucking losers. We're probably an embarrassment. She's ashamed that we're her brothers. No, she doesn't want our life. She just want to believe that she may have had privileges she doesn't want to acknowledge. I'm not saying she didn't work hard-ish, but it wasn't all hard work. And I don't think she likes, that pointed out to her. Plus, she sees as dead weight. I get to be a normie with a great job. I hate the fact that I'm bound to these losers. Like, a girl like her wouldn't want me for a boyfriend. She's stuck with us in the sense that we're her brothers, her siblings. And I think she resents that. I really do. We're the sort of people she feels she shouldn't have to associate with us, but she's kind of forced to, or she was forced to. And I think she's very resentful of that fact. Thank you, Lap Defender. I hope that's true. I'd like to believe that. Like I said, I woke up today, I'm like, what else is going to go wrong? And then my brother comes home. Oh, her sister and mother stopped in. I'm like, well, it's been 2 years. What the fuck do they want? And it's like, what else is going to go wrong? She won't come on. She doesn't want to talk. I just want her to pay for a dumpster and get cars towed. If that's what she claims she wants to do. She won't even do that. So it's like, if you're not going to do that, why are you even in our lives right now, you fucking cunt? But thank you, Lapto. I think sometimes words of encouragement are nice. So thank you. Thank you. And you seem like you mean you're at least trying to be somewhat sincere or positive. So thank you. Thank you. I feel bad for Bro C. I agree. I'm mooching off of him. It sucks. He got fucked over. Messing me up messes him up even more. But that's what I try to tell him. Listen, forget about me. These people are fucking against you. Don't you fucking see it? Stop trying to play nice with them. No, I don't think she's a spurg. It's hard to say. Women have it easier, of course. She never had a problem making friends or anything. I don't think she's a spurg yet. No, I don't think so. She's too socially normy. Of course, we grew up in the same nut house, so she probably is fucked up, nature and nurture. The nurture part. Naturally, no, I don't see her as a spurg yet. She probably has something. But no, I don't think social problems. She never had social problems. Yeah, she's a woman. She's got blonde hair, blue eyes. She's like, we used to joke. Our parents, you look at me and Bro C, our parents look similar-ish to us. How is she so blonde? We used to joke, did her mother have an affair with some Swedish tennis player or something? She's got the blonde hair, the blue eyes. I guess she's not fat. So all that helps. But she was always just socially normal, always had friends, never had a problem with any of that. So us as losers. I guess you can say we're friends. He's my brother. We're siblings. Brothers. Me and Bro C, we're brothers. It's a shame. I don't really see my sister as a sister anymore, which is like, what? Are you going to do something and actually make yourself somewhat useful? Or why are you bothering me? It's a shame, but that was her choice. I guess I'll have to talk to my shrink, talk about this shit with my shrink. Maybe I'll share that. Probably going to stop seeing him. He's a waste of time. Well, if I kill the internet, I won't be able to see him. Good stuff. No, this sucks. My life sucks. It's getting worse. That's something that people working against me. It's one thing that's like, I'm a fuck up. No one likes me. Fine. You don't have to go out of your way to fuck me over. But that's what my sister, my mother, and my brother, I think he means well, but he's kind of naive. He is. I tell him that all the time. I say, you're a fucking naive asshole. He gets defensive. No, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, yeah, I am a piece of shit, but you're fucking naive. And the shrink kind of agrees. He said, I wish Bro C could be a little more like you and stand up for himself a little bit. But I wish you could be more like Bro C and not be such a hothead and confrontational. He said, give each other a little bit of the other. Yeah, Bro C is a bit spineless at times. Absolutely. Because I was the big brother who always played the role of the asshole and the one who said, "What the fuck's going on here?" Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm very lucky. If I didn't have him, I'd probably be dead or homeless right now. So I'm lucky to have him. And I want to stop using and abusing him. But it's not just me. It's what I'm trying to tell. It's like your sister, your mother are using it. Hey, pieces of shit. He was on to rock that boat. Yeah, I'm lucky he's not a boat rocker. That's why he's still here. He was more like me. He'd say, "Fuck you, you piece of shit." He'd be like my sister. Yeah. Probably, yeah. I agree. He's never had the problems. I think he's a manlet. You might say manlets get picked on. I think manlets are seen as harmless. Tall guys are seen as intimidating or worthy of respect. I think if you're of average, fair game height, fair game, and you come across as an asshole and you're ugly and you're a spurg, they really hate you. I think Bro C, a lot of the reason people love Bro C, they see him as a harmless little shit. Oh, you're so cute. I think his height helps him a lot. And he's the middle child. Birth order plays in. I'm the oldest. He's in the middle and our sister. We're about 5 years within each. He's in the middle, halfway between. He played the middle child. Yeah. All nature and nurture, it all comes together. And then what am I going to do for dinner tomorrow? I had some leftover soup I heated up, and I made some cheap, just threw in some Chef Boyardee, quick meal. Like, what do I do for tomorrow? I go grocery shopping. I got this house. It's almost like, in a way, my sister and mother's presence. The one thing it did, it reminded me, yeah, we got to get out of here. Just another reminder. This shit, oh, my God. I would like to do at least one more. Like I said during my last stream, I hope that wouldn't be the last. But it's like, how can I grill when I get too much other shit to do? But I would like to. It's still summertime. We're still here. We still got there. I would like to do at least one more. When? I'm not sure. Hopefully before the end of the month. We're still here in September. I would like to do one more, but we'll see. We'll see. I gotta get a job. One step at a time. Baby steps here. And I don't have time for baby steps, but baby steps even though I don't have time because time won't give me time. Time makes lovers feel they've got something real. But you and me, Lapto, well, you know I ain't got any time left. Probably not. And the reason is, even my parents died tomorrow. My sister is so hell-bent on the, you're a fucking bastard, piece of shit, you're dead to me. I don't think there's any mending offenses. Probably not. I mean, I could be as open. I mean, I never blocked her. For all the yelling, the screaming back and forth, I never cut ties with her. She cut ties with me. She was the one who made that choice. It'll be up to her to reopen that door. And it's just, oh my God. Why are you opening doors you don't want to open? She's a fucking cunt. Don't open the door, just slam it shut again. Either fuck off or make yourself useful. Not yet. It was a little chillier today, but it was still summertime. You know, it's actually funny. July is usually the hottest month, and then August is a bit cooler. This particular year, July was super duper rainy. It was hot. We had a heat wave late June to early July. 4th of July was hot, like 90 some odd degrees, close to 100 degrees. Okay. Sure, thereafter, it got month of July this is the coolest July, coolest, wettest, rainiest July. Usually July there's a drought. This was the wettest July. But the good news is we're making up for it in August. I'm hoping for an Indian summer. So I'm trying to move out of here. What we call it, I don't know, Lapto, where are you from again? How old are you? Where are you from? Age, sex, location. Where are you from? How old are you? I'm hoping for an Indian summer. Maybe it'll still be warm in October because I'd like to, if we're moving out of here and shit and we're not going to be transient, I like to have a warmer, later Indian summer. Last time winter was fun to me was when I was a kid and I get a day off from school. Since I started driving, maybe even before that, winter became just a pain in the ass. And I don't know how you define winter where you are in Brisbane, but here in New Jersey, I'm not saying it's the tundra, but it's ice, it's cold, it's frozen, it's snow, it shovels snow, it snows again, shovel the fucking driveway, hope you hit black ice. Like I hit black ice, I crashed my car. Hope you don't, it's like the plow truck didn't come around. Winter's a fucking pain in the ass. I fucking hate snow and ice and freezing weather. And so winter's been a pain in my ass since last time I enjoyed winter. I was probably like fucking 10 or 11 years old. 31 in Rochester, New York, or Rochester, England? Which Rochester? Rochester. I'm dead serious. Are you in New York State or are you in England? There's the original Rochester or the Rochester we know. Rochester, upstate New York. I'm hoping for an Indian. N-E? Nebraska? What does N-E mean? N-E? There, I'll type it out for you. You're in Nebraska? Are you in Rochester, England, Rochester, New York, or Nebraska? I don't know what N-E means. I want to know where NE. Clarify which Rochester are you in? Oh, NY, New York. Yeah. Okay. So yes, you're an American, 31 years old from Rochester, New York. Yes, an Indian. I'm really hoping we have an Indian summer. It was a cool July. How is it up in Rochester? I'm in New Jersey. In case no one knows, or I'm from New Jersey. New Jersey, tiny little southern state. It's south. You know where you are in New York? Southeast. I'm in New Jersey. This is one of the chilliest, rainiest Julys I can remember. No threat of a drought. It was a very rainy, chilly July. July is usually the hottest month. August gets cool. Like daytime will be warm with the sun, but then once the sun goes down, you bundle up. August can be a chilly month. This August hasn't been too bad. Not super hot and muggy. In fact, I don't think we really had any muggy nights this year. Maybe in very late June, early July, around the 4th of July, we might have had a couple muggy nights. There have been no muggy nights this year. Despite the heat wave in the end of June, July was so chilly and rainy. Some nights were cool, like in the 50s. I was bundling up. Other nights were milder, but still, And even we haven't had, hot summer nights. We haven't had a hot summer night, this year. July was so chilly. August is actually mild. I'm hoping for an Indian summer. I want it to be warm into September, October. I'm hoping we get that. You're white. A white guy, 31 years old from Rochester, New York. Or Rochester or Rochester? How do you pronounce it? Rochester or Rochester? Rochester, Rochester. Dude, you live in the territory where sometimes you get up on the roof and get the snow off. That's rare here. We're something enough, even in like the most blizzard, heavy snowfall, it's rare to have to go on the roof and remove snow. Where you live, that can be somewhat normal. I've never had to really deal. There was one year we got so much fucking snow. Like it started snowing in like November. It didn't stop till fucking May. We had to go up on the roof. I was like, oh my God. But I know in upstate New York that's commonplace. I'm a little too far south for that, but it's like, why are you hoping for colder weather? Because oh my God, I'm hoping for an Indian summer. And like I said, it's been unusual. Very cool, wet, rainy July, mild August. Usually July is hot and muggy. August is cooler. This was a very rainy July for us, but a mild but not chilly August. It's actually warmer than it would normally be. August nights, mid-August, it gets cool. You put the flannel on. Daytime warm with the sun. Nighttime chilly. August. July is the hot month. July was chilly. August is pleasant. It's been pleasant. I'm hoping it stays this way for the next 2 months. Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. Getting up on the roof to remove snow. How was your July? Your July was hot or was it rainy? I am curious. I didn't check the weather. How was the weather up there? Was it like us, rainy and cooler than normal for July, or? That's purely a curiosity question. I'm talking about the weather. This shouldn't be too controversial, too personal. What was July like in upstate New York? Yeah, here it was very rainy. I was amazed how much rain we got in July. You can get summer storms, like a summer shower, the humidity, but usually it rains a bit and then the sun comes out. This was like the rainiest July I remember. It was like Pacific Northwest July, rainy, chilly. Nighttime was cold. I'm like, this is a weird July. The hottest month of the year was very chilly. Interesting. Okay, so pretty good in upstate New York. Yeah, and you didn't answer my question. You ever have to go up on the roof and remove snow? You ever done that before? I've done it. I can count on one hand. 3 times maybe, but I where you live during the really heavy years, if you ever had to remove snow from the roof, I fucking hate that. I'm a clumsy spurg. I hate getting on the roof. I hate snow. I hate ice. I hate slipping. I used to a few times I did it. I hated the ladder and remove the snow. You ever have to do the snow from the roof? I thought it was more common where you live. Oh, then you're lucky. Maybe I'm thinking of the far north country, but it's rare. But I mean, parts of upstate New York, when heavy snow years, people are up on the roof. It's like a regular thing. I'm like, oh my god! I hated doing that. Once in a blue moon, not a regular thing. I hate fucking doing that. God, there's no I'm going to this house. The roof will probably collapse in the coming months. The landlord's put a new roof on for sure. It's another reason I just want to get out of here. Oh, well, let me ask you this: you're 31. You moved to Rochester, New York. Where are you from? Is it Rochester? Chester? And where'd you move there from? Chester or Chester? Rochester? Oh, Philadelphia. I live in Central Jersey, man. Philly is like an hour and change from me. Okay. So you're from my part of the world, East Coast, man. I live midway between New York and Philadelphia. Philadelphia, all my fucking life, Liberty Bell and trip to the museum and shit. Trip to Mutter Museum, Ben Franklin, Independence Hall. Okay, so you're from Philly. You're a Philly native. Well, of course. If you grew up in Philadelphia, yeah, you probably wouldn't have to remove snow from your roof. Okay, That I thought you were from Rochester, born and raised. You're from Philadelphia. Technically, I think this would still be the census would consider this New York suburbs, but it could be considered Philadelphia exurban or Lehigh Valley exurban. I don't know what to call this, but Philadelphia is not far from where I am. But you're not. Can I ask what made you move all the way to Rochester? You got a good job, met a pretty girl. Why would you leave Philly to go up to Rochester? Okay, what leads a Philly boy up to Rochester of all places? This is why I stream. It's interesting to learn about other people's shit. Can I ask why did you move to Rochester? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you got it to Philly, but instead of moving to Bucks County or across the river to like Gloucester or something, why did you move all the way up to Rochester? Yeah, but that's a pretty far flight. It's common people say, I live in Philly, I'm moving to Montgomery County, or I'm moving to Bucks County. Or sometimes I'll even move across to I'm moving to Mercer County or Burlington. What made you move all the way up to fucking Rochester? Yes, I understand. Believe me, I know Philadelphia. I get it. I don't blame you for getting out of Philly. I'm saying, why would you? I'm not knocking you, but what made you choose Rochester of all places instead of I'm moving out to the suburbs? I'm moving out to Montgomery County somewhere, or out to Lancaster County or something. What made you like Rochester? How did you pick that? That's my question. I don't blame you for getting out of Philly. I don't blame you at all. No. I understand. You got evicted from Philadelphia, but you got to move. Okay. But why did you pick Rochester? I'm curious. Why didn't you move to, I don't know, Harrisburg or Easton? Or I'm curious where Rochester came in. Because it's very common. People say, I live here. I need to move. I got to get out. I got to find a place close by to move to. Well, how'd you move so far? Like, how'd you find Rochester? I'm curious. Because it's like, that must be like a 6 hour. How far is it from Philadelphia? I'm going to Philadelphia to Rochester, New York. Drive is, about 5 and change hours. So did you have any ties to Rochester? What brought you up there of all places? If you were born and raised in Philadelphia. The streets of Philadelphia. I don't want to sing Springsteen. Fuck him. Okay, so you did have a connection. Your mother lives in Rochester. So I'm not judging. You moved in with your mother. No shame in that. If you and your mom get along, hey, I don't blame you. So, okay, so it wasn't random. It wasn't a girl. It wasn't a job offer. You moved there because your mother was there. If your mother lived in fucking Indianapolis, you'd be in Indianapolis. You moved to Rochester because your mother lived there. Okay. Yeah, but you said you grew up in Philadelphia. How'd your mother end up in Rochester? You grew up in Philadelphia. I'm assuming your mother was originally from Philadelphia, or what? Yeah, but you said you grew up in Philadelphia. How did your mother end up in Rochester? When did she leave Philadelphia? I'm curious. Where does Rochester, of all places, come into a Philly boy's life? I remember now why I scream. It's nice to have nice social interactions with some random people who seem polite and vent my frustrations. So it's nice. It's nice. I'll get off soon, but we're just curious. Can you tell us why you ended up? It's like a Rochester. You grew up in Philadelphia. Why is mom's house in Rochester if you grew up in Philly? You want to ask me another question about my sister? I'll answer. Right. So your parents divorced. Because you grew up with your father. Your father stayed in Philadelphia. Your mother moved to Rochester. I guess she was from there. No, I have a shitty family too. My parents are still together. Pieces of shit they are. Piece of shit cut my. I'm curious. So when your parents divorced, your mother moved to Rochester. Was she originally from there? I'm like, how do we end up in Rochester of all places? And you grew up with your father, because you said you're 31 and you just moved to Rochester. You spent your whole life, pretty much your whole life in Philadelphia. Is that correct? You're from Philly, 31 years in Philadelphia, and now you're up in Rochester where your mother is. And yes, had you been in Philly this year, it was a much wetter, rainier July than normal. Philadelphia is like your same weather. It's just very rainy and chilly. Weird July. No drought, though. Lake Nakamixon is overflowing. This is nice. I like when people like Lapto come along. This is why, for all the crap I got to put, it's nice when you get a little diamond in the rough, a nice person. Just answer the damn question, then I'm going to call it a night. Answer. It's so easy to waste time. The drunker I get, the more I feel like, I feel a little better now. Who wants to do any work? I just want to sit here, have another beer, talk to weirdos online, a weirdo talking to other people out there. It's nice. I guess, maybe if the internet had never been invented, I would have gotten to ham radio, and I'd be talking to weirdo, shortwave radio, talking to weirdos, or CB radio. I'd be doing some kind of something like that. I guess YouTube is like the modern day, shortwave ham radio. Answer me, you fuck. I'm Occupational Click. That's my call sign. My handle. Excuse me. and we've gone silent. Static. Silent radio waves. Don't be ashamed, Lapto. You perked me up. You should be. I was in a shitty mood. I was talking with my sister. Fucking bitch trying to rent a house. Kind of secondary. The fucked up job market. Kind of major. Would be the most major if it hadn't been for my sister and mother showing up at my brother's job. What the fuck? You picked me up. You got me out of a little funk. I thank you for that. Okay. She moved out of Philadelphia before you did. But I'm asking, how did she end up in Rochester? Did she have ties to Rochester? It's pure curiosity how someone from Philadelphia ends up in Rochester. Was there a job offer? She met a guy? She had family there? What brought her to Rochester of all places? That's what I'm asking. Okay? You don't have to be too specific. Just family or a job or a guy. Or how did she? I'm from Philadelphia. I know nothing about upstate New York. Let me move to Rochester. I'm like, okay, that's in. I'm not crazy. I'm just like, huh? Okay, so she got her own place. Okay, she wanted a fresh start. Well, then let me ask you this. How did she, if she had no ties to Rochester, how did she pick Rochester? How'd she, I was pure, like how people pick these sort of, I'm not knocking it. I'm just kind of an oddball place. Like, how do you, I'm from Philadelphia, no ties to Rochester, I'm going to move there. It's like, yeah. She visited once and thought it was great. She wanted to live there, or just playing online, looking for places that were cheap anywhere in the country. And she said, oh, Rochester, that's pretty cheap. Well, that would have been my first question. I'd be like, okay. When my mother says, I'm moving to Rochester, I'd say, okay, why? I would be like, okay, well, why? That was my first question. The first thing I said, okay, that's nice, but why Rochester? What's the draw? Oh, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of quaint little towns. Why that one over the other ones? What was there must have been something. No connections to Rochester, but she decided to move there. There must have been something. Something she came across that, even with something as simple as, her favorite novel was set in Rochester, so she always wanted to live there. So it was probably something. By the way, when your parents divorced, was it before you were fully grown? Were you living with them? Your parents split up, or was this after you moved out? In other words, when your parents separated, were you still living at home? How old were you? Were you still at home, or were you already, And where's your father? Still in Philadelphia? I'm going to end soon, but it's nice talking to new people. It's nice to meet you, Lap Defender. Seem like a nice person. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I met you. It's always nice when, like I always said, I don't ask for promotion. I like when people find me on their own and they seem to come in peace and want to legitimately interact. I admire that. So thank you. I do appreciate it. It was nice to talk to you. Like I said, I always thought I was an introvert. I'm starting to think I'm just a failed extrovert because I do need some interaction, human interaction. I do enjoy it to some extent. When it goes well, I enjoy it. So I thank you for that. I can say all humans need, yes, I think different degrees. I think I need more human interaction than I realized. And it's always gone poorly for me, which makes me afraid of human interaction, but I still have this craving. Well, at least answer the last question. When your parents divorced, how old were you and were you still living with them? At least answer that, and we'll go from there. But actually, answer that. I'm curious. How did you find me? Your parents. How old were you when they divorced? Were you still living with them? And how'd you find? I'm curious how you found me. I'm glad you could too. Don't be a stranger. So, how old when they divorced? Were you still living with them? You live with your dad. You already moved out. And I'm always asking, how did you find me? How'd you come across me? I'm always curious how people find me. Just because it was such a, I always call this a coffee house. It's more of a back alley. I'm always amazed when new people come in and they seem pretty cool. So I thank you. 2 questions, I'll probably get off. And I appreciate that. There's nothing to be afraid. That's how you gotta have some vulnerability here to interact. And I appreciate it. So, how old when your parents divorced? You're still living with them. And oh, that's Java Cool Man? Are you serious? Is that real? I can't. You're telling me Lapto is Java Cool Man? I like Java Cool Man. I haven't seen him in a while. Well, I just asked you 2 questions. How old when your parents divorced? And were you still living with them? And how'd you find me? Now, I thought Java Cool Man lived with he's living with like an elderly couple or some shit. I don't think this is Java Cool Man. Hey, are you Java Cool Man? Like people are always saying that's chicken dinner, and half the time they're right, half the time they're not. So I'll listen, but I don't just believe it. Why do you say that's Java? You're talking about Java Cool Man? He's a nice kid, but this is Java. Oh, he's making all that shit up. Oh, maybe. How do you know that's Java Cool Man? There's no need to be secretive. It was a perfect. No one knows where you live. Okay, Philadelphia to Rochester. Even if that's not true, it's kind of harmless shit to share. All right, this is Java Cool Man. Oh, maybe I don't know. It's a shame. It's a downer. All these people pulling my leg. I'm here to tell my problems and try to have a nice interaction with people. But I guess, again, like my own sister, pick on the Spurg weirdo. Typical. If that's true. I'll give Lapto the benefit of the doubt here, man. I didn't answer my 2 questions about when his parents divorced and how he found me. The open book isn't answering me. This does seem like something Java Cool Man would do. He'd be nice but not answer. Okay, maybe you're right. Hey, Waffles, maybe you're right, but I don't know. You never know who you're talking to. It is what it is. Part of the the shortwave radio, the ham radio, the Citizens Band, CB radio, Breaker 19, What's your 10? What's your 20? All right, where did Lapto go? Come on, all right, Lapto, what's up? I'm aware people see me as lolcow. Like I was, lolcow, I think is somewhat specific. Like there are people who are considered lolcows who I didn't laugh at. Like I don't see Hacker as a lolcow. Hacker's Hacker, but I get along with him. I never saw Dragon Lord Frodo. A lot of people see him as he's a lolcow in the sense that people see him that way. I never laughed at Dragon Lord Frodo. I found him fascinating in some ways, but I always said someone like him you can't really interact with. So I think in some ways a lolcow is personalized. Someone might see me as a lolcow, someone not. I might see someone as a lolcow, someone not. A lot of famous lolcows didn't really seem all that laughable to me. I felt for some of them. Sorry, it could be someone pulling my leg. You never know. At least he's not showing phallic pictures. Unless that was him too. You never know. But Waffles, you might be chicken dinner. They tell me you're really chicken dinner. Why do you say that Lapto is really Java Cool Man? What makes you say that? Give me your evidence, your proof. I'll listen. I want to get off. It's actually went longer than I wanted. I'll go to the 2-hour mark and kill it. I got shit to do. It's already fucking 4 in the morning. Oh my God. Going on 4 in the morning. Waffles, you've been asked the question. Now it's your turn to answer. Unless you see me as a lolcow too. Okay. You said you're 31. So they divorced when you were 15. So that was like half a lifetime ago. So you grew up with your father? You grew up with your father and then got your own place? And your mother moved to Rochester right away, or she stayed in Philadelphia? I'm confused now. your mother moved to Rochester when you were 15, or she moved there recently? But yeah, how'd you find me? And are you Java cool, man? I asked. Pay attention. Is there a lag? We're 15, or she moved there recently? But yeah, how'd you find me? And are you Java cool, man? But I guess, like anything else, the stream has become compromised. It's like it used to be a nice little escape. Now it's like, I still do it hoping for some positivity or some venting or some distraction. You know what I mean? Not really what? Well, you got to offer a little something. You go through your whole life story. How long has your mother been in Rochester? Since you were 15 or recently? I still understand how she ended up in Rochester. Are you Java cool, man? Playing a game? Any idea what I'm talking about? You can. I'd rather you talk about it because I'm starting to think, huh? Well, your parents divorced when you were 15. When did your mother move to Rochester? But also, are you Java cool, man, playing a game? And why does Waffles, claim that? I don't know. Got the need to drum. All right, I'm gonna kill this in a few minutes. I hope you're sincere, Lapto Fenner, but who knows? You never know what to believe here. But you seem like a nice-ish kid. Don't be ashamed. Don't be a stranger. How'd you find me? You didn't say how'd you find me? I've asked several questions. You can at least answer one of them. Or answer the damn question, right? It's like, come on, man. You gotta have a little vulnerability. Good. He's not worth knowing. How did you find me? You didn't answer that. Is that too controversial? How did you find this channel? I'm just curious how people find me. How did you find the channel? Find me. You didn't answer that. Is that too controversial? I hope that's good because none of them are worth knowing. Trust me. There are a bunch of people who are not worth knowing. But how did you find this channel? That's interesting. If that's true, you're the first person who's told me. This is why I asked this question. You're the first person who's told me you found me through a Discord. That's fascinating. Can I ask the name of the server? The server. You're the first person who claimed to find me through a Discord. That's maybe you are just Java cool man pulling my leg. I've never had anyone say I found you through a Discord server. If that's true, that's interesting. You might be right. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. By the way, Waffles, are you chicken dinner? They tell me you're really chicken dinner. I don't know. Go ahead. Who sent the link? Tell me. Go ahead. I'm pure curiosity. You never know what to believe or not to believe. I don't believe everything I hear, but I don't disagree. I listen to all sides. I'd like to believe Lapto is legit. Who knows? But okay, he found me through a Discord. So, okay, what server? Who sent the link? Tell me. And Waffles, you didn't answer my question. Since you're not pulling my leg, they tell me you're chicken dinner. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I don't know. I don't really care, but it's just fascinating. So many people put on all these different masks. For me, YouTube was just trying to be myself and come out of the woodwork and just, I'm occupational click. Waffles with Moonshine says, I don't think me and chicken dinner are the same person. Sometimes I wonder if we are, but who knows? Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe chicken dinner is really waffles with moonshine. Maybe chicken dinner is the alias, and waffles with moonshine is the real deal. So maybe you are one and the same, but this is the real. And chicken dinner is the alter ego that needs to be suppressed. Maybe that's what you're getting at. Okay, okay. I'll look it up. Go ahead, look it up. What am I looking up? So yes, I'm sorry. Waffles with moonshine is not chicken dinner. It's the opposite. Chicken dinner is waffles with moonshine. Oh, okay, okay. Important distinctions are made. At least I'm getting the real waffles. As far as whether or not this is Java Cool Man, who knows? Show me the link and I'll probably call it now. Okay, what am I looking up, Lapto? Don't get distracted. Maybe I should start a brand new channel, not telling anyone about it. I'm sure you'll eventually find it, but maybe I should do that. Like Stephen King, when he started publishing books with a pen name, a nom de plume, and they didn't sell as well. Maybe just do a brand new channel where I don't know anyone, see what happens. And I'm sure eventually it'll get infiltrated, but it'll be a good experiment. BP. So where do I look that up? I go on Discord and type in BP servers. Where do I look that up? And which one am I? What's the name of the server I'm in? If that's true, I'm just pure. I'm like, oh, okay. You're the first person to claim that you found me through a Discord. It's fascinating. All right, finish this beer. A couple more sips. Make it 2 hours, longer than I wanted. I'm going 4 o'clock. I'll try to do something or get some sleep, get up, and maybe call back that one bish at that one other grocery store that's far afield that I want to move to. But at least if they're hiring, it's oh my god. Even they were like 4 nights a week. I'm like, what the fuck? It's nothing. The guy I saw today. On a side note about grocery stores, what a lot of grocery stores will do, they'll have a night where they got to change tags. You know, when you go to the grocery store, you see the tags, the price tags on the shelf. They got to get changed once a week. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And they'll take daytime people and have them come in at night. And the manager guy I spoke to today was like, oh, yeah, so maybe, if I don't have any hours for grocery, you can be a tag guy overnight. And I said, listen, man, I said, that's one night a week. And it's usually daytime people who do it. And honestly, it's women's work. But I said, plus it breeds resentment. If I'm there doing, if there's a big, Saturday night is their tag night. I said, if there's a major load in the Saturday night, and I say, sorry, my fellow grocers, I gotta do tags, that'll breed resentment. Plus, I don't want to do tags. He's going, I need someone meticulous. I'm like, I'm not meticulous. I can't do tags. I told him flat out. I'm not, that's women's work. I'm not here to stand around and change every fucking price tag. No. Where am I looking that up? Where do I look up BP servers? On Google? Here, I'll do this. Where do I look up BP servers? Where do I look that up? Because I'll show you. I just typed into Google BP servers, and here's what came up on Discord. So this is Discord, or something. There's a site called Disboard. I guess this is a site that compiles Discord servers. Outpost, Exile, Luxverse, Waterpipe, BP Association, Pretty Privilege, Purple Pill, Pretties, LooksMax. What am I looking up, and am I in the right place? Where am I looking this up? Just you can tell me the name of the damn server. I went to Google and I looked up BP servers, and this is what I found. What am I? I'm curious. Yes, I'm on. This is Disboard. You're looking at Disboard. Oh, which one? Just tell me the name and all that. Which one of these Disboards is it? I'm curious. I like this. The Chud Pit. Sounds like the Chud Pit. I like it. Quite a bit of them. More. Yeah, okay, there's one. There we go. Well, what's it called, man? You know, if I passed it, you should know what it's called. Here's the first 6. Here's the next 6. Did I pass it yet? Just pure curiosity. I'm going to call it. Here's the third round of 6. Rope and Cope. Where's that one? A growing, soon to be active community where we discuss looks like. All right, I'll check it out. I'll check out Rope and Cope. Rope and Cope. Funny title. Okay. I'll check it out. Why not? See that? Again, like an onion layer, but we finally got to. Okay, so on this Discord, search Rope and Cope. All right, I'll check it out. That's interesting. But thank you for joining me. Don't be a stranger. We'll talk more. We'll delve into your parents and the divorce and what happened in your life on the streets. That'll be for another day. I think I'm going to get off now. I'm going to call it here. Thank you all for joining me. It was nice. I'm glad I vented, shared my thoughts, and got to meet a new person, even if it is someone pretending to be someone else. Hey, it's nice. It's always nice. Occupational Click out.